Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Wraith here, back with another video. Now, finally, I've decided to make this video because it is very controversial, and it is what is better, controller or keyboard and mouse. Now, ever since the start of Fortnite, this has been one of the biggest arguments in all of gaming history, I guess you could say. It's almost as big as like Xbox versus PlayStation. What is better, controller or keyboard and mouse? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down stats on top performers, when is controller or when is keyboard beneficial and advantageous, give some examples, and then at the end of the video I'm going to be talking about what I think is better in each situation. So if you're looking forward to that video, make sure you slap a like button on it, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. So first, we're going to be looking at the power rankings. Now, obviously, this isn't the best way ever to look at what's better, controller or keyboard and mouse, but it'll just give you guys kind of a good idea on what the pro players are doing. If you don't know what power rankings are, it's basically online performances for a specific region and how good they are. So the top 10 is obviously the best online performers in that specific region. So we're going to be looking at West, East, and Europe, which in my opinion is the three biggest regions. So on West, we have Epic Whale, who's in first, but he plays controller and keyboard, but he plays a lot more keyboard and he's won more earnings on keyboard, so I'm going to put him under the keyboard category. But basically in West, so we've got 8 out of 10 of the top players on keyboard and mouse, which means 2 are on controller. I'll throw the tracker network on the screen. On East, we've got 10 out of 10 keyboard and mouse players in the top 10 placement. And then on Europe, we have the exact same, 10 out of 10. I'm 99.9% sure all of those are keyboard. Let me know if I accidentally missed one. Pretty sure. So basically that means out of the top 30 PR rankings of right now, when I'm making this video, could change because PR rankings change quite drastically. The top 30 in the 3 most competitive regions, 93% of them are on keyboard, with only 2 of the top 30 being on controller. So you can take with that as you will. You can say, well, keyboards earn more or controller earn more. That's just what the PR rankings show. So next, we're going to look over another statistic, which is the overall all-time earners. So in the top 10, and again, I'll put a picture on the screen, we've got 1 controller player, Wolfies, but in my opinion, honestly, this isn't the biggest deal for dictating what's better, because honestly, back in the day of World Cup and everything, when all the money was getting earned, and most of these players like Booga, Wolfies, Aqua, all these type of players earn their money, controller wasn't as OP as it was now. I think there was only like 3 or something controller players in World Cup. Let me know down in the comments if you guys actually know. But yeah, controller wasn't as defining. So in my opinion, it isn't the biggest thing in the world to say that only 1 of the top 10 of all-time earners are on keyboard. But again, you can take with that as you will. That's just kind of what the stats show. So now we're going to look over the argument and some video evidence. So the first is with controllers. So the main 2 big things that people complain about if you're on keyboard and mouse is controllers, the aim assist as well as movement. So I'll show the aim assist background clips in the background. Now this is when it's at its prime, which I'll talk about later in the video, which basically was like, in my opinion, almost aimbot. Like, it was really bad for I think 1 or 2 seasons. Made a lot of keyboard and mouse players either convert or switch. It was to the point where you could play on controller and do really well after only playing for a week and a half on controller. It's not that OP right now currently at this video, but again, I'll touch on this a little bit in on the last kind of topic. The next would be movement. So the controller movement is pretty overpowered. A lot of people might say, well, like, it's only movement. Like, that's not going to make you win a tournament or not win a tournament, which I 100% agree. I think people push the movement a little bit too hard, saying, oh yeah, like, movement's literally the make or break. Like, that's why controller is so much better. In my opinion, I don't think the movement's insane. Like, obviously it's a little bit beneficial for avoiding shots, rotating, tunneling, things like that, but it's nothing crazy in my opinion. A lot of pro players complain because they're able to figure it out on control or keyboard doing the double keybinds, I think it was, but then Epic actually took that out, so you couldn't do it anymore. So a lot of pros are disappointed. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think the controller movement's that overpowered. I think it's whatever, how she goes. And then the main thing for keyboard and mouse that people complain about on controller is their scroll wheel reset, that you can scroll wheel reset super easily, edit faster than any keyboard and mouse player or controller player, and that you guys have like your whole arm to aim and plenty of different keys. Like, that's kind of the main argument for controller. And yeah, those are kind of the main 2 arguments. So now I'm going to be talking about when is what beneficial, like when is keyboard beneficial, when is controller beneficial, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the video, like I said, I'm going to break down and kind of state my opinion and what I think you should do depending on what you want. So basically, controller is beneficial in a decent amount of things. Like I think they both have their advantages and disadvantage. So for example, one would be if you want to, like if you're on a PC and you want to be good at other games, like for example, if you want to play Valorant or CSGO or COD or something like that on keyboard and mouse, if you're playing on controller on Fortnite, you're not getting that skill of getting comfortable with the keyboard, getting comfortable with your mouse, like your aim, etc. So when you hop on Valorant or CSGO or whatever, your aim's not going to be where it is, your control or your movement's not going to be where it is. Like for example, whenever I hop off Fortnite and play another game, I can hold my own. Like I play decently high ranked Valorant. CSGO I don't play that often, but like when I do, like I still do decent just because like my aim translates from Fortnite over to these different games. So if you're looking for that type of style, then playing keyboard and mouse is pretty beneficial in my opinion. And then the biggest thing for controller is, and this isn't a negative or positive thing, is that it's basically controlled by Epic Games. So what I mean about that is, like for example, that 2 months ago when controller was absolutely insane, or not 2 months, a little bit longer, whenever that season was, that controller was absolutely insane. Like Unknown was winning every tournament. There's like 8 out of 10 controller players winning cash cups, things like that. Like it was just insane. Like it was almost human aimbot. Even controller players were like, this is literally a little bit sus. What's it called? Like it's Epic decide to make it like that, right? But then other times Epic will nerf aim assist, where they'll make it so bad that it literally just puts controller players in the ground, and even the top controller players can't place, right? So when I say it's all kind of controlled by Epic Games, I mean like literally next season they could decide to make the aim assist back to where it was, where they make it super overpowered, or at the same time they could make it to the point where it's absolutely terrible, right? They could just keep it the same, but we all know Epic Games, who knows what they're going to do. I'm just saying that there's a potential factor where it could be you can become instantly unreal or you can become instantly terrible depending on Epic Games' mood. Like sometimes they basically control it. With keyboard and mouse, they can't really affect if you're going to be good or not. Like obviously they just can add small things that's like gonna benefit keyboard and mouse, but they can't really nerf keyboard and mouse or make it super overpowered. With controller, they can do either or. So now comes the big finale and the big decision where I basically state what I think you guys should do. And again, this is in my personal opinion. You don't have to listen to me. Do whatever you guys want. This is just kind of the way I see it. So basically, like I said, there's advantages and disadvantages for controller and keyboard. And in my opinion, basically figuring out what you want to do all kind of depends what you're looking for out of Fortnite, what you're looking for out of gaming in general. So for example, the first thing would be if you just want to be the best player in the world, like you want to be the next Booga, you want to be the best player in the world, like you want to grow your YouTube channel, you want to win every single tournament, everything like that. In my opinion, if you're looking for that, I think that keyboard and mouse is the way to go. As the stats show, almost every single best player in the world for PR rankings, earnings overall is on keyboard, like majority of them are. So in the stats, it does show that keyboard and mouse is a little bit better if you want to be the top 10 best player in the world, or top 5 or top 3. If you're looking for that, in my opinion, I think keyboard's a little bit more beneficial than controller. If you want to earn a little bit of money, like if you just want to earn a couple thousand or a couple hundred, that's a little bit different. In my opinion, I think that time controller is a little bit better, which you might be like, well, if you want to earn big, then why would you play controller or keyboard? But if you want to earn small, you play controller. So the reason I say that is because in small events like Cash Cup and W keys and things like that, where Cash Cups are a little bit more W key style, I think controller is a little bit more beneficial because it's a little bit more W keying. And in my opinion, unless you're god to your keyboard and mouse, W key or like Mongrel, Booga, or not Booga, Benji, Mitra, like those type of style, which majority of keyboard and mouse players aren't. It's a lot easier to W key on controller and get kills and pick up kills on controller. So in my opinion, if you're looking for a couple $100s or a couple $1,000s, honestly, I would say controller is a little bit better. Even though it has a disadvantage where Epic Games can control if you do really well or really bad, I would still say controller's a little bit better. The next thing would be what you want to do with gaming. So basically, if you want to, after Fortnite, like if you get bored or something and you don't want to play it, what are you going to play? Like, do you want to go pro in Valorant? Do you want to just play other games for fun? If you don't really care how you do, then controller or keyboard on Fortnite, doesn't really matter. But if you want to succeed and do really good at other games like Valorant or future games that could come out, then playing keyboard and mouse is, in my opinion, is a little bit better, because you get used to it with Fortnite. You improve your aim, you improve your mouse control, your movement, etc. So then when you transfer to that other game, then you're already somewhat decent and familiar with keyboard and mouse. You can still play on controller and swap to another game and play keyboard, but it's just not going to be the same, in my opinion. So if you're looking for other games after Fortnite, then keyboard and mouse might be a little bit better. And honestly, if you want to play Fortnite, the last thing is, if you just want to play Fortnite, like, if you get money, great. If you don't get money, whatever. If you want to play other games, great. If you don't, whatever. Then in my opinion, just play what you want. Like, if you just want to play the game and play other games and have fun, either play keyboard and mouse or controller. Even try both of them, see which one you like more. Like, play what you enjoy more. If you enjoy keyboard and mouse, play it. If you enjoy controller, play it. If you want to switch between the two and play hybrid, literally play it, right? Like, if you're just playing for fun, do whatever makes you the most fun and whatever gives you the most fun. So that's basically it for today's video. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.